Hey, Robert, can I come over to your place today?
Hey, Arya. Sure. It's my day off tomorrow. You want to stay the night?
Ooh, sure thing. I'll head over after I bought some things for tonight's supper and breakfast in the morning. I just have a few things to take care of here, then I'll be on my way. See you later.
By the way, Arya, I've been thinking of asking you this for a while now.
What?
How would you feel about us living together?
Huh?
We've been dating for a whole 3 years now. We stay over at each other's houses at least 3 times a week. Seems like a waste of money to be paying rent and utilities for 2 apartments that are empty half the time. I thought it seemed like all the more reason for us to finally move in together.
You want us to live together? Do you mean at my place or yours?
No, if we did, I think it'd make more sense to rent a new apartment together. Or something someplace close to both of our jobs. Moving is definitely an option. What do you think about us living together, Arya?
If you want us to live together, does that mean you're also thinking about what comes next?
By what comes next, do you mean marriage?
Yes, marriage. You're 26, but I'm already 29. If you want us to live together at this stage, I kinda got the impression you might be thinking about us getting married one day too.
Of course I'd like us to get married one day. Or rather, I already had marriage in mind at the point I asked you out. If we move in together and everything goes well, will you marry me? Never really intended to propose to you during a conversation like this, but I guess that is kind of what I'm doing.
Marrying you. Well, I'm not opposed to the idea of marriage, but what's your salary?
Huh?
What's your salary? How much money do you make in a year? Just a rough figure is fine.
My salary? It's about $45,000 a year right now. If I was to say what I actually take home after taxes and whatnot, it's probably somewhere just below 40K.
What? It's that low?
Huh? Is that low?
It's even lower than I imagined! There's this guy. He used to be in my class at school. He makes 60K. He works for an elite company. They're super prestigious.
Well, I guess it differs depending on where you work, but isn't salary determined in large part by how long you've worked for a certain company? I only graduated university 4 years ago. Cut me some slack.
Maybe so, but 45,000 is still far too low. If you want me to live with you and even my hand in marriage one day, you should be making at least 75,000. We won't be able to get by on such a low income.
I really don't think it's low enough to be classified as low income. We wouldn't struggle to get by either. Plus, I think it'll go up gradually in the future. The longer I'm with the company, the more I'll earn.
Not the future. I need to make more money now. There's no way I can marry someone who takes home less than 40,000 a year. If you really want to marry me, won't you think about changing jobs? To somewhere you can make over 75K a year?
Changing jobs? Are you serious? There's no way I can do that. Besides, I can't just waltz into some new company and expect them to put me on 75K a year right off the bat.
You'll find somewhere that pays generously if you look. You're just not trying hard enough. Surely, if it's not that much, if you mean it when you say you want to marry me?
What even is this? Is money the only thing you care about? I'd want to marry you even if you were penniless, because it's you I like and not your bank account. Is money the most important thing to you? Was all that time we spent together until now meaningless? All the time we spent whispering sweet nothings into each other's ears a lie?
Come on, Robert. It's not like I'm saying I hate you or anything. But things like living together and getting married cost money. If we went ahead with everything on our current salary, I'd have constant anxiety. I'll be turning 30 soon, and my biological clock's ticking. I won't be able to have kids forever, you know. So if you want to get married straight away, I can't do it unless you make over 75K.
Even so, switching jobs and doubling my salary isn't something I can do at the drop of a hat. You need to be more realistic about this. It's not like I don't have circumstances of my own to consider.
So basically what you're saying is that you don't really want to marry me at all? Is the thought of working a little harder and making more money to provide for me really that awful to you?
Is this all I was to you all along? Why would you even say that? I had no idea you were like this, Arya. You're totally obsessed with money. Be honest, I feel I'm finally seeing your true colors.
No, I'm the one who's seeing your true colors. I thought you'd be making way more than you are because of work from a prestigious company. I just wasted 2 years of my life! It's over, Robert. I'm breaking up with you.
We're after my money this whole time. Fine. I think it's for the best. I have no interest in being with a woman who suddenly starts asking about my salary as soon as the question of marriage is on the table.
Well, I have no interest in being with a worthless broker like you either. Don't even come near me again. If I even so much as see your face after this, I'll report you to the police for stalking. Goodbye! Hey, Robert. Long time no see.
Huh? Who's this?
Don't be silly. It's me, Arya. Surely you didn't forget your ex-girlfriend.
Oh, Arya. I didn't realize who you were for a moment. Why are you messaging me after all this time?
No reason at all, really. I was wondering if you had a new girlfriend yet, though.
That's none of your business.
Oh, me? Well, since you asked, I got a new boyfriend last year. He's in his 50s, so he may be a bit of a grandpa, but he earns over 60K a year. I'm over 30 myself now, so I did lower my standards a little bit from the 75K a year high roller I originally had in my sights on. But he still earns way more than you. In fact, you're so incomparable, it's kind of tragic.
Oh, cool. Pleased to hear it.
Let's face it, only guys raking in serious money were ever gonna have a shot at dating a girl like me. Me and you were a mismatch right from day one.
Yeah. That's great.
You probably haven't managed to get a single girlfriend since we broke up, right, Robert? I could tell you why that is if you like. It's because you're satisfied with a pitiful low salary. How do you expect to be able to bag yourself a decent woman with such a lazy attitude towards life? If you want to have a shot at marrying a princess like me, I suggest you work harder and start bringing more money in.
My current salary is $92K a year.
Huh?
You still seem to think I'm only making $40K, but my current salary is $92K a year. I did tell you before that my salary would go up in time.
What? Are you joking? There's no way you're on 92K. You're lying. How the hell did you end up making that much?
I'm happy for you to think I'm lying if it makes you feel better. But if you want to know how I make this much, first, I quit the company I was at when we dated, so I could start helping my parents out with the family business.
Your parents? The family business? I didn't know your family ran a business. What is it?
Didn't I tell you? My family runs Jinko Heavy Industries. Have you heard of it?
Jincho Heavy Industries? Have I heard of it? Is there anyone who hasn't? They're a major global company famous across the world. Wait, hold on a sec. No way. Are you saying you're the son of the CEO of Jincho Heavy Industries?
It's kind of embarrassing to call myself the son of the CEO, but yeah, I guess I am. I quit my old company 4 years back, a year after we broke up. I started working at Jinko Heavy Industries immediately. I'm currently working with my dad, who, like you said, is the current CEO, so I can learn everything I need to take over the business one day. That said, I am still doing actual work, and I'm already bringing in some decent results myself.
Why didn't you just get a job at a family business in the first place? You would have made even more money by now if you did that.
The company rule is that the successor has to undergo a few years of training at a company in the same line of business. Then there was also the benefit of forging connections within the industry. My dad wanted me to learn about the industry, society, and the world at large by working at a separate company where I wouldn't receive special treatment for being his son. I got into the last company entirely off my own back.
But why didn't you tell me any of this 5 years ago when we broke up? The ring would have been on my finger before you even had time to blink.
I hadn't been formally appointed as a successor by that point, and things still weren't set in stone. Anyway, what kind of guy goes blurting out, "Hey, sweet cheeks, I'll be a CEO one day," to his girlfriend? I'd hesitate to tell people even now, because it's still early days and I still have a lot to learn.
I see, so that's why. Okay, you passed.
What?
You passed my test. You're finally worthy of my hand in marriage. I always had absolute faith in you, Robert. I'm so proud of you. Okay, I'm ready for you to pop the question now. Go ahead as soon as you're ready. Don't be shy, honey. Here's a little hint. It's gonna be a yes.
What? Are you insane? I have no intention of marrying you.
What? Why? It's okay, Robert. You don't have to hold back with me. You worked so hard all these years so you could marry me. I have so much admiration for you. Your reward is awaiting. All you have to do is pop the question, sweetie.
I'm not holding back at all. I genuinely don't want to marry you. It's not like I did any of this so I could marry you either. I have no interest of being with the kind of girl whose attitude changes in an instant when she finds out how much money a guy earns or what his position with a company is. You're the most shallow person I've ever met.
What? What do you mean I'm shallow? Aren't you the one who wanted to marry me? You're the one who asked me to marry you in the first place.
That was 5 years ago. But I seem to have a faint recollection of you turning me down based on my salary. Oh, that's right! My money was more important to you than the time we spent together or the memories we created together. Being proposed to by someone who looked down their nose at me like that doesn't make me feel glad for even 1 second. In fact, it disgusts me. I think you're nothing but a nuisance.
But I told you, I didn't know you were going places back then. I might have said a couple of things that sounded a little harsh, but I want you to know, sweetie, it was only because I wanted you to succeed. Anyway, it's not like you have a girlfriend now, right? Just marry me, honey. You know it's the right thing to do. You'll never regret it.
I most definitely, unequivocally, absolutely, beyond any shadow of a doubt, will not be marrying you. Besides, I couldn't even if I wanted to. I've been married for 2 years now.
Huh? You got married?
We're having a baby in April next year. Our second, in fact.
What? No, this can't be. You can't marry anyone but me. I won't accept it.
I can, and I did. She's the same age as me, and she values me for who I am, my personality, and not how fat my wallet is. She's cute, she's kind, she really is the perfect woman.
That counts as cheating on me. You do realize that? Do you have any idea on how long I waited for you to achieve your potential so we could finally be happy together? To think you just tossed me by the wayside and marry some cheap floozy!
Give me a break. You weren't waiting. Didn't you just say you were dating a guy on $60K a year?
Well, forget about him. I'll break up with that old man straight away. So please, will you marry me? You definitely won't regret it.
Actually, I think marrying you would leave me with nothing but regrets. Anyway, it's not happening, so just give up. Me and you were a mismatch from day one after all.
I've been tricked. You're the worst. If I knew things would turn out this way, I would have just married you when you asked. Why is this happening to me?
Think of it as a lesson learned. The biggest fish is always the one that gets away. See ya! I immediately blocked Arya from sending me further messages. She was so desperate to talk to me that she went as far as showing up outside the company offices. She was in such a frenzy that she climbed over the security gate while screaming, "I'm Robert's fiancé!" The security guard's efforts to calm her down proving futile. The police were called, and she was arrested in the act of criminal damage and trespassing. Even while being dragged away in handcuffs, she defiantly screamed things like, "I'm the next CEO's fiancé!" and "My man's going places!" But since I'd already explained the situation with Arya to my parents, wife, co-workers, and friends beforehand, no one believed a word she had to say. Ultimately, she ended up promising never to come near me again, and the episode drew to a close with me receiving a tidy sum in fines and compensation. Arya's boyfriend dumped her when she got arrested, and her friends began keeping their distance, leaving her isolated and alone. This whole affair made me realize how foolish it is to focus only on what's right in front of you with no thought for the future. I learned some important life lessons myself.